Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday to all of you. I was talking with my massage therapist, Mark, this week, and he was telling me how he felt when he found out that he had stage 4 cancer and it was a very aggressive form of cancer. The first thing he did was do a little bit of research to understand what he was dealing with. And once he got a grasp on what he was dealing with, he started to dig really deep on how he could support himself through the chemotherapy, through the radiation. He wanted to know what he could do for his body from a nutritional standpoint to help him get through it a lot easier and feeling better and help his body actually to fight back on a really high level. A lot of people don't take the time to do research. You may be dealing with a health issue. Maybe it's cancer, maybe it's diabetes, maybe it's high blood pressure, or maybe it's high cholesterol. Those are really the four most common health issues that people are dealing with. And of course, there are all kinds of autoimmune issues. But the problem is that you're not taking the time to do any research. And I get it. There's a lot of research out there and it can be overwhelming. But the thing that Mark said was the definitive game changer was becoming the expert on himself. So that when he went in to have conversations with the oncologist, he would know what to say in response in those conversations to help support himself. First of all, every negative thing he was told, he responded to them with the answer, no, that's not going to happen to me. No, I'm not going to die from this cancer. No, I'm not going to take that drug because I know I can support my body through nutrition. And each and every time his oncologist shook his head because he knew he really couldn't fight the topic with Mark. And he just shook his head. And Mark said, when I come back next time, you're going to see. And so when Mark knew he was going through the treatments, he was getting ready to go through chemotherapy, he reached out to key people in his life to help him get the things in place that he needed for self-care and for nutritional support. He had a friend who owned a restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, who made him fish broth and chicken bone broth and beef bone broth and brown rice and bok chow. And pretty much that's what he ate through the time period where he was going through the chemotherapy and the radiation treatments. He just kept nourishing his body on that level. All sugar was removed from his diet because you do realize, or maybe you don't realize, that every autoimmune issue, every illness thrives on sugar. So if you're dealing with these things, literally eliminate all the sugar from your diet. And that includes fruit sugar if you're dealing with cancer, especially. And if you're dealing with diabetes, there are certain fruits that you probably want to stay away from because of the high sugar content. But really focusing on the nutritional component to help your body have everything it needs to heal so you can thrive, not only through the treatments, you can feel better than you would if you didn't have that nutritional support, but also that you can thrive on the other side of it. I don't know how many of you have heard of Carr. She's a New York Times bestselling author. I have her book, The Crazy Sexy Kitchen. It's absolutely fabulous. She was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and she decided that she really needed to hone in on the nutritional aspect so that she could support her body in the best way possible. And it's been 10 years, and she's thriving in life. She's got a thriving business. She's doing really well with her health. She's got a wonderful marriage. She's got great relationships. So a diagnosis of stage 4 cancer does not have to mean death. And a diagnosis of any other kind of chronic illness, autoimmune disorder, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol can be addressed through nutritional support. Every one of my clients that comes to me for weight loss has health issues. Some of them are over supplementing, some of them because they don't really know what they're doing with the supplements. Some of them are on 3, 4, 5, 10 different kinds of medication. And they just don't know what to do to get from where they are to where they want to go. And that's the journey we take together. But I cannot emphasize enough to you the importance of the nutritional component when you're dealing with any kind of health issue. There are people out there, you may be one of them, that don't have an issue of weight loss, but they have an issue of being underweight and they're dealing with health issues. And so that's a whole nother area where people aren't able to put the weight on because they don't know how to nutritionally support themselves to do that. And they're having a lot of health issues. That could be someone with anorexia or bulimia. And I get that because I was anorexic by the time I was 14 and I was bulimic by the time I was 17. So I know what that struggle is all about. And that does create major health issues. And it all goes back to nutrition. Understanding how to support your body nutritionally for whatever it is you're dealing with is critical. And most of you don't know how to do it because there's so much information out there. You just feel overwhelmed. And so you just throw your arms up in the air. You take whatever pills Western medicine is going to give you to make you feel better in the moment. But not addressing it is going to affect your health in a negative way in the long run. Nutritional support of our bodies is everything when it comes to our health, when it comes to our energy, when it comes to our ability to focus, when it comes to our ability to live a vibrant life, the life that we all want and we all deserve to have. And it all starts with nutrition. I was just checking to see if you can relate to what I'm saying right now. Can you put "that's me" in the comment section? I was just checking out to see those of you that are live. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. And if you're on the replay, would you put #replay in the comments? If you have any questions around this, drop your questions in the comments and I'll come back to you. Any kind of diagnosis that you receive from a doctor that has to do with any kind of autoimmune issue, diabetes, high blood pressure issues, any autoimmune issue, cancer diagnosis, the way that you can come out on the other side of that and be able to thrive is through nutritional support. And it's really important for you to do your homework. Become the expert on yourself so you can have an intelligent conversation when you go in to see the doctor, so that you can advocate for yourself when you're having a conversation with your doctor. And when your doctor says something that doesn't feel right in your gut for you, you have to speak up about it. Because you live inside your body and only you know what it feels like to live inside your body. And it is your responsibility to yourself to be the advocate for yourself. My friend Mark, the massage therapist, what a great guy. His oncologist told him that his cholesterol was at like a 20, which is insanely low. And he told Mark that he could not raise his cholesterol to where it needed to be through nutrition. And he wanted to put him on a medication. And Mark said, absolutely not. Not doing it. I will raise my cholesterol level by myself with nutrition. And he said, and I'll prove it to you. The next time he went to the oncologist, he had brought his number from 20 to 48. And his oncologist just shook his head. Every time Mark goes in and has a conversation with his doctors and he advocates for himself because he lives inside of his body and he knows how his body's reacting to everything that he's choosing to do, his doctors shake their head and then he proves them wrong. So if you walk away with just one thing from being with me today, from listening to this, I want you to walk away with this. It is your responsibility to yourself to be the expert on you so that you can advocate for yourself when it comes to your health and wellness. And that's what I teach my clients. And that's what I hope you take away from everything I've talked about today. It is your responsibility to yourself to be an advocate for your health and wellness. You need to be the expert so that you can thrive on the other side of any diagnosis that you get. If you know someone that can benefit from hearing what we're talking about here today, do me a favor and share and tag them in the post so they'll be able to watch this, and maybe it'll encourage them. It'll excite them about becoming an advocate for themselves. It'll cause them to do a little more research. It'll cause them to realize that they can trust their intuition. When you're told something by anybody in the healthcare industry and it doesn't feel right to you, you need to speak up about that. You need to trust that gut instinct that you have. You need to trust your intuition. You need to speak up for yourself. And I teach my clients how to trust their intuition when it comes to their weight loss. It's the number one gift you can give yourself, is to really trust yourself. No matter what your friends and family are saying, no matter what the doctors are saying, you know best because you live inside your body. So trust yourself. Be your advocate. Be the expert on you so you can thrive and live the vibrant life that you deserve and that you want. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to be here. I'll see you next week. Until then, go out and make it a great day.